That's Hunter.
What's truly good with you guys? We're back at it again. This video is a direct response to a comment basically saying that they could tell that I enjoy cooking up on the MPC more than I do the Push 3, and they're not entirely wrong. So when it comes to just the creation process of making music from scratch, yes, it is true. I prefer to create the beats and the songs from the MPC Key 37 because we have our pads, we have a full-blown screen, and we have all the keys. Now, this also allows me to perform as well, but with slight limitations of the kind of performance that I'm talking about. And we're gonna go into the deep dive of both. I love the Push 3 specifically for live DJ hybrid performances. I've gotten called to do performances at places like NAMM and Controllerize, but I love being able to curate a vibe almost like I'm a DJ. It just relieves all the pressure. I don't have to be a musician in those scenarios. I can already prepare all of that ahead of time and show up to a gig with just the Push 3 and play music for hours and hours and hours. I can have all kinds of songs loaded up on the pads here in session view and all these things. I'm gonna show you the difference between the two. This has more space, more RAM. We got 16 gigs of RAM in this thing, and we have about like 256 gigs of storage versus this, we only get about 32 gigs of storage and we only have 2 gigs of RAM. Also, another factor that I have to give to the Push 3 is the portability. So I can easily take this, even though it's heavy, but I can take this and just slide it right in my Gator Bag. And I keep forgetting the model number of this Gator Bag, but I'll leave it tagged below. This chunk, this will fit, but the dope thing about the Gator Bag is we can use this leverage here that we have and we can pack it up. So I've had issues with this bad boy traveling to the airport. This thing almost didn't make it to NAMM. So that's another factor that I really enjoy about the Push versus the MPC. When I'm performing on the Key 37, this format is a little bit different. I like to recreate the beats live and kind of interact and engage with the audience. Now guys, if you sincerely want to take your production to the next level, to not be limited to any DAW, then the Viral Sound is going to be the perfect solution for you. This is where we cover chord progressions, understanding them from scratch, bass lines, how to come up with sick and unique head-turning bass lines. And not only that, but we also just cover the whole production process and mixing process. And if you're a beginner to recording, we cover the concepts of recording. But guys, it doesn't stop there. We also include a phenomenal community. This is where we can share our ideas, communicate with each other, and who knows, maybe even feature you on one of my next releases. Now guys, if you're interested in this, I'll leave this tag below for you. This is the viral sound. Go ahead and tap in. I'll leave everything tagged below. So you guys kind of get the point. So I'm basically creating the beat live, and then I go into the pre-made section of the beats, and then kind of take it from there, solo and do some fun stuff, get busy with the track mutes and effects. So it's a little bit more of a work heavy type performance. However, I am stuck in this kind of loop based format and sort of creating these vibes from scratch manually, which is dope. But for the maximum reciprocation and be able to hold a vibe for a long period of time, this is where I love working on the Push 3. So I prepare my sets in Ableton, as you can see. So I'm doing this in session view, and I love this format of having the old sample, acapellas, deck A and deck B. And then I have the MPC as an open channel just for this video, but typically it'll be this format, and I might even have some stems. It just depends. With this format, this allows me to play full length songs, structured, all the things, because I've already pre-produced and massively produced the song, so I can use other instruments and stuff like that. But let's get into it. So what I like about this is being able to transition between songs like a DJ and never lose the timing and never lose the vibe. So let's pull this up. So we have our effects, reverb, high cut, we have some low cut. We'll go to the next song, so check it out. And we never lose the time, so we're still just going right into the next song. So I can transition out of this. So on and so forth. We can go to the next song. That's how. So I have everything on board, just like a DJ.
What you call an icon living? Start a record label, this bitch just did it. What you call an icon living? What you call an icon living? Start a record label, Miss Fish just did it. Whoa. Nylon cover 5 minutes.
And now we're right into the next song.
We up too hot in the big. That's 100.
This is really fun to do. You can structure this however you want, but this is my particular format. Now these sets can go all the way to an hour to 2 hours because, again, we have the space to do that and time to prepare. So this does give me an advantage over the MPC Key 37. Now, with all the effects, can you do the same effects and all the things? Of course you can in the MPC. You can actually link your effects to your Q links over here and do the same thing. And I have Flex Beat loaded up, and we can expand and do some cool stuff over here. Now on this, we have our XY situation, so you can do some cool stuff over here. So you can do a similar thing, but again, this is based on a loop and not a fully produced song that's already preloaded. So again, it's two different formats, and I love and adore both. So it just depends on the scenario that I'm getting called for. But I get called to just be a vibe curator. And you could imagine in a setting like that where people are doing other things, eating, socializing, and stuff like that, it's not really required for me to be a musician and create loops in those scenarios. It's really about already having pre-recorded things and being able to showcase my original songs and, you know, mix it up, if you will. But those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. If you guys got any value out of this video, give your brother a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on bell notifications. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, seriously, what you want to see more of head to head. I'm curious to know what you guys want to know more about these two devices in particular, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.